Today's voiceover talent is more than just a pretty voice. Today's voiceover talent has to be a boss. A VO boss. Set yourself up with business owners' strategies and success with your host, Ann Ganguzza, along with some of the strongest voices in our industry. Rock your business like a boss. A VO boss.
Welcome everybody to the VO B.O.S.S. Business Owners Strategies and Success podcast. I'm your host, Ann Ganguzza, along with my lovely co-host, Gabby Nistico.
Hello.
And we are here in episode 000 to talk to you a little bit about what we're here for and all about this podcast and all about your hosts. I'll start off by talking about what we're here for. We are, again, as I mentioned, the Business Owners Strategies and Success podcast, and you guys in the voiceover industry, we are all entrepreneurs. We are all bosses, and it's a rapidly changing market. And so our hope with this podcast is to be able to bring you pertinent information to help manage and run your voiceover businesses. We're here to help you dream big and build your business smart. So hopefully we'll be giving you some really great advice, and hopefully we'll also be giving you a whole bunch of inspiration. So don't be the best voice talent that no one's ever heard. You want to be a VO boss.
Exactly. And this is a long journey for most voice actors. And it's easy to get wrapped up in training and performance and bettering your skills on mic, but forgetting all about all of the things that make you an entrepreneur in the first place. And we're not just talking about branding and marketing. We know a lot of folks talk about that topic. We're talking about the business of voiceover, literally infrastructure. And in some cases, the things that nobody else likes to talk about, including things like accounting and taxes. We love that stuff.
Yeah.
Ann and I
We're
are
geeks.
complete geeks, when it comes to those topics. We love it. And so we're super excited to bring you our expertise and to share our insight and knowledge, not only as voice actors, but of course as coaches as well. So we have the benefit not only of our own voice careers, but the careers of hundreds, possibly even thousands of voice actors that we've worked with combined.
Absolutely.
And let's go ahead and tell everybody a little bit more about you and who you are.
Well, thank you, Gabby. For those of you that don't know, my name is Ann Ganguzza, and if you've been online at all in the past few years, you've probably seen me around. I actually have a fairly extensive online presence because my background is in corporate IT, and so I worked in corporate IT for 20 years, and I had a really strong background back in the late 1990s, dating myself, here we go, in implementing technology and distance learning technologies over the internet. And I have said this many times that I absolutely love the internet and I love technology, and if I could marry them, I absolutely would. So that's kind of my brand in a nutshell, is just loving the internet, loving the technology, and being able to help people and share resources through those mediums. And so after my 20 years, I'll say, in corporate IT, I did a few years. I had a 5-year stint working for an orthopedic company as a design engineer as well. And so I like to keep my careers varied. And at the tail end of my IT career, I installed voice over IP phone systems. And I was that person who, ended up by default just doing everybody's welcome greetings and the phone menu trees because nobody else wanted to do it. And I found that when I was doing that, I could lock myself into an office because it was so long ago that there was no such thing as uploading sound files. I actually had to pick up the phone and record into the phone. And that's how I
remember those days.
Yeah, that's how I did it. And, people would just say to me after that, "Oh, you have such a lovely professional voice." And I heard it so much that I thought, you know what? Maybe I should do this stuff on the side. And so I did my homework and did some research, took some coaching lessons, due diligence, got some demos produced, and started working on my voiceover business part-time. and did that until 2008 when I moved from the East Coast to the West Coast, and then decided after 20 years in IT that I wanted to pursue voiceover full time because I loved it, and I loved the idea of being an entrepreneur. And I will tell you that, after about 10 years doing this full time, I absolutely couldn't exist if I wasn't doing it, and I say to people a lot that I can't imagine working for somebody else now. I love voiceover, but I love the business of voiceover just as much. And I love the fact that we are entrepreneurs and that we can guide and we can do whatever it is that we want to do. We can truly follow our passions. And so I'm just so excited to be able to do that. I'm excited to be able to share my experiences with you guys, and hopefully it helps you guys. Gabby.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I want to hear about you because you've been in this industry even longer than me.
I was going to say we're a little yin and yangy, which is what I kind of love about this, because you're like this positive powerhouse little firecracker, and I'm more, the cynical curmudgeon who comes at things from this very realistic viewpoint. I'm going to tell you that everything sucks first. And so we balance each other out, I think, in the best way possible. And my career, very different. Obviously we've come to the same place and we've ended up in a very similar place, but yeah, very different experience. My career has literally been voiceover, and more voiceover since day one. I started in the radio industry at a very, very ridiculously young age. I was 14 years old.
Wow.
Started off doing that, and my life as a young person in and around New York City was literally radio and audio production and copywriting and advertising, and it was kind of all of the external components of voiceover. And eventually that led me to doing some freelance voiceover work. And that was about 1996 or so when I first started really getting into voiceover. And then I spent a couple more years still kind of kicking around in the ad agency world and doing audio production for some independent production houses. And then eventually I got into casting. And so I spent a number of years as a casting director and working very closely to develop talent, to book talent jobs, working on negotiating jobs. And, all the while there was my voice career underneath, and it was happening, and it was doing, and it was moving forward. But for some reason, it still wasn't my prime objective. It was more about the people that I was working with and the talent that I was helping. Eventually, I was asked to coach, and so that door kind of opened and things sort of took off there, and I ended up writing a couple of books and doing different workshops, and much like that's how Ann and I met, of course, is on the workshop circuit and doing the big conventions and conferences in voiceover. And it's the same thing. I wouldn't give it up for the world. I love this industry. I love what I do. My days now are pretty much I'd say 35% coaching, and the rest is all me as a voice actress and really putting that first. And being able to put on my own entrepreneur hat every day and, get out there and kick ass and take names, and I love it.
I do too, man. I'll tell you. And actually, I would say yes. I coach about the same amount, 30 to 35%, and the rest for me is voiceover. I like to really keep myself in the pulse of the industry. I think it makes me a better coach.
Yeah, it does.
And the other thing too, though, is that I just love the fact that we have come together. I mean, Gabby, I've been wanting to work with you for many, many years. Once I met you, I was just like, oh my gosh, I would love to do a project. And so I'm super excited that we're here together doing this podcast every week. And so, yeah, you guys can expect a really cool podcast from us every week. It's going to be anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. And we're going to talk about different topics in the voiceover industry and voiceover business, as well as every once in a while, we're going to bring in some really cool guests. So you guys are going to get a chance to listen to how everybody in the industry, or not everybody, but, quite a few of us, are really how we make it work, how we are our own VO boss.
And these aren't just any guests. These are guests that are in the trenches. These are literally people that are in it, that are doing it every day, that are working voice actors like all of us, living it and sharing their individual expertise and sometimes their pitfalls and giving us, just, again, a really realistic view at what it takes to do this and to do it well.
Yeah, we're not going to sugarcoat things, guys.
Nah.
This is going to be the way it is, in the trenches, real life, our issues, our concerns, our successes, and our failures. And I think that's probably one of the best ways that we can, help each other to learn, is to really share those things.
And we're hoping, too, to, in many cases, answer questions that you might be afraid to ask. Talk about the things that a lot of voice actors shy away from because they don't want to seem like they don't know, and they don't want to seem like, because that can, ding and tarnish that reputation as an entrepreneur. Yeah. So we're gonna do it for you. We're gonna help you there.
We're gonna dispel all the social media myths of all the voiceovers that you only see success about. Again, we're gonna tell it like it is. And just to let you guys know, we do have a website, VOBoss.com. And if you want to hear the latest podcast episodes, you can always visit us there. We also have a Facebook page. So if you could like us at VO B.O.S.S Podcast, that's all one word, at VO B.O.S.S Podcast, and our Twitter at VO_Boss.
Yep, you can subscribe to our episodes on iTunes or on Stitcher. And we have a sponsor, too. All of our audio is brought to you by IPDTL. We've been a huge fan of theirs since the beginning. Ann and I both separately just fell in love with this company. And we're so excited that they're working with us. And literally, this is how we're recording these shows. Ann in Irvine, me in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we're bringing them to you over IPDTL.com. You can find out more about them on their website. Yeah.
And you too. You too can record like a boss.
Yes, you can.
By finding out more at IPDTL.com. Well, Gabby, it's been a great 000 episode, and I'm so glad that you guys joined us, and I hope you join us in the future every single week. Go ahead and find us on the website and the places we just mentioned, and or binge listen to all of our podcasts. We thank you guys so much in advance, and we hope to see you next week. In the meantime, guys, rock your business like a boss.
A VO boss.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Rock your business like a boss. A VO Boss. All rights reserved. And Ganguzza voice talent in association with 3 Moon Media. Redistribution with permission. Coast-to-coast connectivity via IPDTL.